Selena. Whoa, whoa. I love Selena. How are you all doing tonight? Welcome to Mama G's Taco Factory. Someone wants to say hi. Andy's come to join the party. That's right, Andy. What are we making tonight? Huh? What are we making? We are making tacos. Tacos. It smells good, doesn't it? Yes, it does. It sure does. All right, Andy. You help me at the stove. All right. Well, I kind of get set up here. If anyone pops in the chat, tell me if the music's too loud. Usually no one comes in my chat yet, but one day. Okay. Hi, you all. I love this song. Welcome to my live. We are going to make tacos. Tacos in my family were one of our favorite things to make in our house. Okay. Sorry, I'm a little distracted. I'll get better. Oh, I can't wait to watch these like 10 years from now. Okay, here we are. Hi. We are going to make tacos. My mother was known to make incredible tacos. My friends would always want to come over and she would be flipping taco shells and tacos. So I, of course, wanted to learn how to make tacos when I was little, and maybe 9 or 10. I probably started helping with the shells, cutting up the toppings, all that good stuff. So if you're watching and you're a teenager or you're a 7-year-old or 8-year-old, that's when I started to cook. I want you to grab paper and a pencil. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Actually, I'll give you a little bit more time because I'm going to grab my own paper and pencil. Be right back. Okay. Yes. Andy and I went to the Walmart today and we got colors, multiple different colors of our notebooks here. And this yellow one is in specifics to recipe ideas when I'm out and about talking to other moms or people in the Walmart or the grocery store, Sprouts, Trader Joe's. I write down little notes. So anyway, grab a paper and a pencil, because if you are watching this with me today, you can write down some of the ingredients yourself and some of the tips. As a child, I went from A to Z. Back in my day, we didn't get a lot of help with the scattered mind, I call it. So notebooks and Post-it notes help me remember certain things, steps. And so anyway, grab a paper and pencil and or pen. I like to write with pencil because I can erase or scratch or anyway. Okay, here we go. Tacos. You're first going to need to buy ground beef. It doesn't have to be, me. I'm not super fancy. If you want to buy organic ground beef, you can. But I just buy like 80-20 ground beef. To save some time, I'm going to turn on my stove right now at about medium heat. So like on my stove right now, I'm going to put it at a 5 or a 4. Okay. And I'm using just a cast iron skillet, y'all. If you've watched my lives, you know that I love to cook with cast iron. And just to show you, this is my cast iron. It's slightly oiled, not crazy oil, but okay. I'm going to get that skillet really hot and toasty. I'm going to set this aside. This is just some toppings we'll discuss later. Ground beef. Ground beef. I'm going to, I like to add shallots or onion to my ground beef. However, some folks don't like onion, so this is what shallots look like. You can find shallots near the onions. A shallot is part of the onion family. This is what a shallot looks like. Okay. Sometimes they sell it in like a mesh bag. Great flavor. We use a lot of shallots in our family recipes. But if you want just regular yellow onion, this is a yellow onion. Usually the skin's yellow. Okay, you can do yellow onion. You're going to take your meat, ground beef. We're just going to season it. Salt, pepper. I don't like to over season meat unless it's like barbecue, even then, because, your salt, we want to taste the flavor of the meat, right? I love this. It's just 21 seasoning salute from Trader Joe's. I'm just doing a little bit. Now, I did cook ground beef already because just to save time and we're on a live and I'm already at 6 minutes. This is ground beef cooked already. Garlic, shallot, salt, pepper. Okay. I cooked it so for stuffing purposes. All right. As you know, cumin, a little cumin. Okay. You find this in the spice. It's a little expensive, but ask your folks if you're watching and your inner child's coming out and you want to cook for your folks or your friends, impress your friends on a Friday night. Say, I'm going to make tacos for you all. I've done it before. It's fun. But I use my hands because I'm in my kitchen, my own kitchen. Okay. I have my stove going. So make sure your skillet, whether it's cast iron or regular, is super hot. I'm going to wash my hands though. I've already washed them, but I'm just rinsing them with hot water. And, I always keep a lot of towels around me. How are we doing, Andy? Am I doing okay? He's watching me. Garlic. I'm just going to take a little couple like this, yay big, of garlic, and I'm going to put it in my skillet. You hear it? Sizzle. Hi, am I on camera? Hi. So I'm just adding a little bit of garlic to the skillet. Take a spatula or, either or. So just go like this. And sometimes I always like to cook down garlic. Some folks with raw garlic, it might give them indigestion. So I like to cook down the garlic. Okay, so with our clean hands, we got salt, pepper, I forgot. I like to add cinnamon, just a tad. Cinnamon's really good for you. So just boop, 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 just a little tad of cinnamon. Okay, you take your ground beef. You never want to overwork ground beef. So I'm literally with my hands. Okay, I'm just mixing it ever so. My mom used to say all the time, gingerly. Ever so gingerly. So you're just going to mix it like this, okay? And once all of your meat is mixed with all your seasonings, right, for tacos, okay, I'm going to put it in the skillet right over here. Woohoo! And you're basically just going to ground it, okay? Now for the little ones, y'all, for your little ones out there, that are helping your big brothers or sisters, let them do the stove part, let your older siblings do the stove part because it does get hot and you want to be careful. And you also want to wear an apron. I'm not wearing an apron today because I love my red jumper. And in fact, this red jumper, my Nana wore on one of her first dates with my daddy. Still in the family. Isn't that great? Okay, so we have our ground beef is cooking on the stove. I'm going to look here at my own notepad, right? We love our notepads. If you're going to make tacos for your friends or family, I highly suggest you all do your shells prior to dinner. These shells, I like to do crunchy shells, so I fry them in oil. It's the most time consuming of the entire taco recipe, okay? So you want to do your shells. You can either buy shells that are hard already, like Mission, I think, sells tacos in a box. I have done the shells prior to this live, okay? And all I did was fry them in a pan. If you're not going to use the stove and you're a little one, have your mom or dad buy you the shells that are already packaged, kind of like Taco Bell shells. If you're able to use the stove and you want to get creative and work with oil, remember, oil is hot. When you do shells, fry them in oil, you have to get the oil really, really hot. That is the key to a crispy taco shell, okay? So remember, oil and water don't mix. So when you're going to use tongs, okay, when you're going to use tongs and do your shells, we're going to say, you know, you want to, here, let's just pretend this is the cast iron skillet. In fact, I might have one. Hold on. Let me just grab one. So you'd be using a cast iron skillet like this. Let me just stir the meat real quick. Remember, timing is everything. Timing is everything when you're cooking. I mean, it's not everything, but I'm going to turn this down a little bit. You just want to take your spatula. Sorry, I'm not on camera for a second, you guys. I can't even, I'm trying to get on it. And you just want to ground it up. You can hear that sizzle, and I can smell it. Back to the shells. Cast iron. Vegetable oil. You can do a blend oil. Not a whole lot. Just, you know, get it really hot. You're going to take your flour tortilla, right? Put it in the cast iron. But obviously, you're not going to be standing close. So let's just pretend this is the stove, right? So you're going to take your tortilla and you're going to hold it with your tongs. You know, don't stand too close because oil splatters and it'll hurt you. So you put your tortilla in, you know, and you flip it. Once you see your tortilla start to get kind of brown and crispy, you can set it aside. You can put, if you have a big skillet like this, you can put another tortilla in there, corn tortilla. I use Mission. You can use any brand, you know, right? So I like to use paper plates and paper towels. So like so, you take your paper plate. Obviously, you're not going to handle a cast iron, you know, on the stove. But okay, so right, my shell is hot and crispy. I use my tongs. I'm aware that oil splatters, and I put it on my paper towel like that. And I take another little paper towel and I cover it. The paper towel will soak up some of the excess oil. So here I have, does that make sense? I hope it does. It's just your frying shells. So I have already pre-fried some shells here. So just like so, okay. Put this little shell back. Now I'm going to tell you something, a story really quickly. I once had some friends over and my mom made her tacos. And, you know, my mother's tacos were famous. I mean, friends would eat just tacos after tacos. And so she didn't do enough shells. She didn't fry up enough shells. Let me get back on camera. She didn't fry enough shells. She had to go back in the kitchen and start frying more shells because my friend wanted more tacos. Great story. Okay, that little batch of ground beef, believe it or not, is done. That's how quick. So this batch obviously took a little longer because it's a little longer of a batch. But I wasn't sure how quick that was going to cook. So I'll marry it in. I like to use the word marry. Marrying in sauces and seasonings and let it sit and marry. So there's two types of shells that my family, we like to eat. There's just your plain crispy shell that I showed you how to make, right? Crispy shell. There is a restaurant that we used to go to, and they would make cheese shells. So you could just take regular old grated Parmesan cheese. Doesn't have to be fancy, but you could also buy fresh grated Parmesan cheese in like cheese sections. But you would just take a paper plate and, cover it with the cheese. And so you just do like this. And with the oil, obviously this is kind of oiled, but you can kind of see how the cheese sticks to the shell. When they're real hot from the skillet, the cheese sticks real good. What I've learned when I'm doing shells, I always do my regular non-cheese shells first, because when you start using your tongs in a hot cast iron or, saucepan, whatever, the cheese will start to get clumpy on your tongs and it'll start to stick in the cast iron and it starts to get kind of, cheesy. So I do the regular shells first and then the cheese shells last. So here I've done about, 6, 7. Typically the regular shells go quicker than the cheese shells. Quite a few folks I've realized don't like to eat a lot of cheese lately. So anyway, I always have a little bowl here. It's called my little trash bowl. Rachel Ray, she taught me that. I'm going to take the extra meat that we just cooked together right here and just put the rest of it in our bowl of ground beef. Sorry, I'm not on camera again. Oh, that's fun, isn't it? So, do y'all like to eat tacos? If you do, put a little taco emoji in the comments. That's always fun. Taco Tuesday is big in the United States. And I know on the West Coast for sure, Taco Tuesday is like a huge deal. In quite a few cities where I've lived, I definitely try to find taco trucks. On Tuesdays, they usually have them for like $1.50, $2. So a street taco truly consists of taco shell, ground beef, or, if you go to a taco truck, there's all sorts of meats to choose from. But we're doing just the ground beef. Basic family taco. So we're going to, where am I in time? 20 minutes. Let's try to get this under 22 minutes. Okay, what happened to the music? We'll end it with some assembly. We're going to do an assembly. How about Bad Bunny? Do you guys like Bad Bunny? I like Bad Bunny. Let's see if it'll play. We're going to put these together. Okay. Sorry guys, it's not playing. I don't know why. It's connected somewhere. Oh, here we go. The universe has had my back right there. I love this song. Who doesn't love this song? Oh, come on, Andy. We got a little serious, huh, on our taco making. I haven't done like a production like this. When you're doing tacos, you can add whatever you want. Here are some toppings. Sorry, Andy. Okay, toppings. Lettuce, regular onion, yellow onion, tomato, cilantro, lime. Okay. Shallot. Oh, here we go. I'm not going to talk much more after we start assembling, okay? Because I love this song, and I'm going to turn it up. I love you all. Thanks so much for watching, okay? Here we go. We love Tabasco in our family. Okay, let's do a regular shell. This might be 25 minutes. Okay. Woo! Take your ground beef, stuff it. Super easy. I'm just going to do like total street. Cilantro, onion, a little bit of lettuce. Actually, on a street taco, they don't really even offer lettuce, but sometimes tomato, but that's one. Let's do another regular. Okay, so easy, you guys. Like 1 or 2 spoonfuls of your meat, right? Cilantro. Woo! Now, if my girls were here, they'd be sitting on the counter saying, Mom, you're crazy. We'll put a tomato on that one. And, you know, they say your vibration while you cook goes into your food. So always make sure to be happy when you cook, y'all. Let's do a cheese one. Cheese. Okay, this is my last one. So we got 1 cheese, 2 regular. Okay, and cilantro. I'm going to put lime, a squeeze of lime. You know, I should have put some shallot in this one. Just like that. And I'm just going to do a squeeze of lime. Yeah. Like how? Always keep a kitchen towel with you for your hands, unless you're wearing an apron. Okay, bowl of beauty. This is all fresh, right? Here's our tacos. Okay. And we love Tabasco in our family. Sour cream. You can top it off with some sour cream. I'm not right now just because I'm not going to eat them right now. And I like to serve refried beans on the side. Okay, here we are. Let's do, what are we going to leave to? What song? You all want Madonna? No, let's do Bitty Bitty Bumba again. Okay. Woo! Tacos. Paper and pencil. Bitty 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 Bumba. I am proud of you. I'm proud of you. If no one's told you today that they love you and that they're proud of you, Mama G and Andy here, my little agent, we're proud of you. Not right, boy? Tacos. If you ever watch this 5 years from now or 50 years from now, I hope you enjoyed your tacos. And a little bitty bitty bamba. Bitty bitty bamba. Bitty 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 bamba. I love you. Be silly always. Toodles. Bye, y'all.